really our second one since elect Sheriff Robert Fountain was into office. But Mr. Robert Fountain, how are you, sir?
Living the dream, as they say in Granville County, man. I live the dream. What's going on, Trace?
We are doing fantastic. I appreciate you. We are live inside of the sheriff's office here of Robert Fountain. Excited about that. Our very first one of 2023. Let's kind of dive in. How has once you swore into office, which was a fantastic event, how's everything been so far?
First, I got to always thank my team. Thank God for what the position he's put us in. But to the community, to my team, we've been busy. You know, we went to the Sheriff's Leadership Conference Institute the first week, and it's like drinking from a fire hose. And because of that, you absorb so much, and I retain fast, and I learn faster, and it prepared me to come into office ready on day one. When people say you're ready for day one, that's a lie. Until you actually sit in that seat, it's hard you can think about this and that and the other. There were 37 new sheriffs, and everybody said the same thing, that it's different, you know, from being a police chief to being a sheriff based on everything, because you're the high sheriff of that county. You're the chief law enforcement officer. And we've been learning, we've been adjusting, and we've been doing things to keep the community safe and to change the morale. And we're good. I'm excited, though. I'm still excited.
Oh, it looks good on you, my friend. It does look good.
Thank you. I got some new gig right here.
There you go. I know.
It's a different thing. But we're good. We're blessed. We're blessed.
Again, this Sunday sit down here on Nextdoor Radio. Of course, you can do it on watch our video by way of all of our social media outlets. If you missed this live, you can go to our website, nextdoorradio.com, to be able to listen back as well. So we just hit the 30-day mark. Are you satisfied in that 30 days of what you thought you were going to be able to do?
Yes and no, because I always try to set the expectations and bar high. So even if I don't reach those expectations, we've done a lot. So to my team, my guys, and that's what I call, you know, the whole sheriff's office, my team has done a wonderful job. The transition was a little bumpy at first. But they've now bought into this new vision, and they're enthusiastic. We promoted some guys internally, made some adjustments in scheduling that was more conducive to my staffing pattern. For an example, our guys were working patrol. They would work like 2 days, Monday, Tuesday, nights, and then have to work 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday during the day, so their bodies couldn't get adjusted to this schedule. So the first thing we did was to make a schedule that was more about a healthy lifestyle and more about a mental health break. So they'll work 2 weeks of nights and then work 2 weeks of days and let their bodies adjust. And it's been very receptive. And the span of control is changing. And the 4 days in, right? 4 days in, we did something with the Highway Patrol, and we were able to confiscate 10 kilos of cocaine right off 85 coming out of Butner.
Wow.
You know, and we had a saturation operation already with the North Carolina Law Enforcement Agency, and I think we arrested, about 100 people. We had 100 charges. I think we had like 50 arrests or something like that. We've taken, since this 30 days, we've taken about 10 firearms off of people. It's been good.
Yeah.
It's been good. People are seeing that we're doing it different. You know, they ask for positive change and ask for this law enforcement to be different in our county. And that was what we ran on, to change a culture and repair the public's trust. So we're trying to do that. We've got some events coming up to where I just put it out the other day. We're going to have the schools, elementary school, high school, charter schools are competing to design our sheriff's cars.
I saw that. Yes,
what
sir.
do you think?
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea because it gets the community involved. Like we mentioned, one of your goals during this process, during the campaign, was to be able to give back to the community, to be able to get them involved. And I think that's a great idea.
Well, and we started that. Once that's over, once the weather changes, I'm going to partner with you. We have 7 different districts in our community, so I want to make sure that because we're creating a community engagement unit, and that's why the relationship with Nextdoor Radio is key and critical, because we want to make sure we go into every village, every hamlet in this community to show the different side of us, right? So today I had church service in Granville County at Cornerstone, and Willie Rowe, who's the sheriff of Wake County, came and worshiped with us, and the sheriff of Warren County came, and some Franklin police officers came, and then we went to lunch, and that's what it's about. These relationship building and the way we're trying to do things is different. And I want the community to trust us, but more importantly, I want the other law enforcement agencies to trust us. And we won't put ourselves in a position where we're going to tarnish our reputations based on egos or anything. Much like Creedmoor just had an operation the other day, and we stood down from that operation because I'm not in a place now, and I don't think my team is in a place right now to execute high risk warrant services. Our guys are good, but I have to stand my unit up a little more and a little better. Because I told them, I made a joke. I said, listen, if you can't outshoot me, you can't be on one of my teams. And, everybody was like, yeah, right, yeah, right. So I went to the range. I think I shot a 97 and a 99. And as soon as I got back to the office, everybody started coming by the door. Hey, Sheriff, did you really shoot? I said, yeah. But that's the thing. I want them to be better. Because the better and more efficient they are, the safer our communities will be. So I challenge them because service is what it is. And that's what we're doing. I want them to be servants. And I also have done some things to give them more responsibilities. And they're appreciating the fact that they have an opportunity to make decisions. I got the final say in things, but if you can make an informed decision based on the people around you and the subordinate staff, even the line staff, I think you're in a better place because it makes them feel more important, and then they'll buy into the whole vision.
Fantastic.
That's what we are.
And the Sunday Sit Down here on Nextdoor Radio happens every single Sunday beginning at 8 p.m. So you mentioned a few different things about creating an atmosphere here in the sheriff's office, here in the community. And we also mentioned a few goals. Now, you set a 100-day goal coming into office. How's that looking?
100 went into 30. And it's different. Everything that I said I was going to do in the first 100 days, my team and I and the members of this office have almost accomplished everything in the first 30 days. And that's the thing. It doesn't take a lot if you invest in your people. And that's what we've done. We've invested. I think the thing that I did for Christmas, I fed everybody for Christmas. Both shifts. We have 4 different shifts, even in the jail, even in the patrol side. We broke bread together, made them feel important. I'll come to work. Like today, I was in the jail today. And they're like, what you doing here? Christmas. I came and checked on them, bring them lunch so they'll feel appreciated. And what we're continuing to do is recruit competent and qualified people that want to be a public service to this county. So I don't really have any issues with anything. I think we're ahead of schedule. We're really ahead of schedule. And I think that with the county commissioners and other law enforcement agencies wanting to come on board and partner with us, I've got MOUs that I just signed with other agencies, mutual aid agreements to where we can all work together. And it's exciting.
So explain that. I'm going to piggyback off that. Explain what that means. Why is it so important to be able to partner with other organizations?
Because the staffing patterns now, COVID, the mistrust, and this rhetoric of defunding the police, and law enforcement hurt law enforcement in its entirety, its totality. So now all of us have to get back to quell that whole rumor that that's what people want to do, you know. And because like OPD is short, I have to help OPD. If Creedmoor is short, I have to help them. Even to where I think Christmas Eve or something like that, OPD had a couple calls, and I just showed up to back them up. An alarm went off on Raleigh Road in the housing authority over there. One police officer showed up. I knew he was by himself, so I went over there to respond to the call with him about the alarm going off. And when I pulled up, he was like, "What are you doing here?" And then the same night, it was the same kind of area. I did the same thing for a different person that was with OPD. And he was like, "This hasn't happened in a long time where the sheriff is coming to back up OPD's officers." And that's where we have to work together, because this is one community and we have one mission. That is the safety of our communities. And I tell my team, it's one mission and one mind. That's what our whole community has to embrace, our law enforcement community. And as the chief law enforcement officer in this county, I'm going to make sure that everybody understands that. So that's where I'm at.
Chevrolet Robert Fountain joins us here on the Sunday Sit Down. Now, you mentioned the OPD. There is some rumors going on right now. Let's kind of squash some of that stuff.
All right. The rumor that was I was going to take over OPD and I was going to hire all their staff and wanted to take it over. Concept, it's a great concept. However, OPD has its challenges, and one of those is staffing. So I will not hurt a sister agency by hiring anybody from their agency. They're at 47% right now vacancies.
Wow.
Once they get to 50, then that is when they'll be labeled as ineffective. From all standards, they'll be labeled ineffective. As the high sheriff, as the person that's responsible, the position I hold, then I would have to start doing things to make sure the citizens of Oxford, as well as this county, were taken care of and serviced. So that would mean I would have to step in, because they will be labeled as ineffective as a sheriff. Then I have a commitment to make sure that they stood up. But I think one of the issues was, and I talked to some of the people, their building, they were looking for a new building. And it's been this thing for 2 years ago where they were like, the building's unsafe and that kind of thing. And because I'm going to a digital filing system in my records room, so I will have a whole space that if OPD needed somewhere to stay as a housing until they got a new building, that was part of that conversation. So a lot of people will take bits and pieces of stuff and they'll run with it. And even I think some lady was like, "Well, you told so-and-so that you had positions open." I tell everybody, Granville County Sheriff's Office is hiring competent and qualified people. But I told Chief Ford I would not hire her people and hurt her agency. And that's what we've done. I will talk to those guys. I'll encourage them, but I can't hire anyone from OPD because of the critical minimum that they're at. That's not fair to her, and it would be, it would hurt them. I'd love to have more staff, but I can't take staff from her. And that's what me and her have decided on. And I think the night my guys got the 10 kilos of cocaine, she and I were out to dinner. That's why she was in the picture with me. When we came in and did the photo of the 10 keys, we had that conversation. So a lot of people will take stories and take little things and they hear it and they run with it, and then there's no truth to it. So it gave me an opportunity to sit back and listen to see who really was supporting the sheriff's office and who were more inclined to hurt and destroy the sheriff's office without having the factual information and proof, So, I take it with a grain of salt. But at the end of the day, we're in a position that we're going to try to help OPD, Creedmoor, STEM, Stovall, and Butler. That's my responsibility. In any surrounding counties, that's where we are. So the OPD thing, even the newspaper called me. "What about this?" I said, "Did I say it?" can you get anybody to say, well, it's a rumor? Well, I talked to this person. Yep. I'll tell everybody, and I will tell social media. Granville County Sheriff's Office is hiring competent, qualified people. So I would love for you to apply. So it is what it is. It's business. But yeah, I can't take anybody from OPD right now.
There you go.
They're hurt.
There you go. Squash rumors. That's exactly what they are. It lingers, and then that's why we wanted to ask that tonight. So that's perfect. Robert Fountain, Sheriff-elect, joins us here on our Sunday sit down every single Sunday. Again, if you missed this live by way of our social media outlets tonight, you can head back to our website at nextdoorradio.com, go to the program and recordings, and everything will be right there. Another thing that has happened recently, the jail inspection, 100%.
Yeah, I have a custodial background working in the prisons, and I have a great staff in the jail. We had to make some changes, but I have great staff over there. They're sacrificing their time. They're learning, and they're understanding how I want to move forward. So they called me and was like, hey, Sheriff, we got a surprise jail inspection from the state. I said, why y'all call me? They were like, we wanted to, let you know. I said, listen, you're in positions to make informed decisions. So I'll come over, but you do the business of the work. I didn't even introduce myself to the guy when he came in. He didn't know who I was. I just went and sat on the table and didn't talk until somebody walked past and said, hey, Sheriff. He looked up and was like, and I walked out and I heard him. He's at the new sheriff. So he was like, well, yeah, that's the sheriff. He's like, he didn't say anything. And I said, and I told him later, I think his name is Mr. Brown. And I said, sir, it's about my team. It's not about me. So my team needs to explain to you, because that's their subject matter that they're going to be versed in. So I want to stand up with them. I train them, I teach them, but they already have the competency to do the things they were not afforded to do early on with other people. So now my team are confident in what they're doing. And we got 100%.
Yeah. Amen.
So that was they were just excited, and I put an email out, thanked everybody for what they did and for what they're doing. And that's the thing. And I came in, like I said, 2 or 3 times a day. I just came over and checked on them. That's what a leader does. You lead.
There you go. In the Sunday sit down here on Next Door Radio with Sheriff Robert Fountain. Of course, last couple of minutes, my friend, we'd like to leave the floor open. Anything that's on your mind, anything we have discussed tonight, floor is open, sir.
I just want to thank the Granville County Sheriff's Office. I want to thank my team. I want to thank the citizens of Granville County for allowing us to do what we're doing. We've got a lot of support, and even from my daughter calling me and say, hey, they're talking about you in the barbershop. I'm like, what happened? They're like, they're just impressed what you did. Even the southern end, I met with some people on the southern end, and they were concerned about our presence. So we did a saturation operation, and we're opening up our satellite office a little bigger down there. So everything we do here, conceal the carries, we're making our satellite office exactly what it's supposed to be. And all the business that you don't have to come to Oxford for anymore. In the next couple of weeks, we're going to go there. I went to a cashless system because historically money has gotten our agency in trouble. So that's why I went to a cashless system. And those were some questions of why he can't do that. We can't trust people with money. Until you sit in this seat, until you understand the things that has happened with this agency, you can sit back and Monday morning quarterback something every day. But until you understand the dynamics of how we have to protect people, because money is the root of all evil, right? Mm-hmm. So when we start to look at those things, we have to try to do everything to get that temptation away. So that's why we went to cashless. We went to fingerprints, I think Tuesdays and Thursdays. And now my executive assistants and admin manager, we're working to where we're going to be open on Saturdays. And we're talking about flexing the schedule because that's what we said we are going to do. We're working now to make sure that somebody's here from a security standpoint on Saturdays, as well as have one of our people that can come in and take care of the fingerprint and or conceal the carry applications. And then we're working on a flex schedule to where we'll stay open until 6 p.m. to give people the opportunities not to take off work. And we're just doing it different. And I like to let people know I opened the doors to the courthouse Saturday for the first time in about since 1998. And we had an event there. And I think I'm going to work with Mr. Yancey Washington and the county commissioners to see how I can open them permanently, to go back to having the courthouse as a functioning courthouse and not a museum. Because you can have a museum, but I want a functioning courthouse that serves the county. We keep the history, but we make it to where it's, where people see it and people stop by and we're taking pictures because that was the first time they saw the doors to the courthouse open on a Saturday.
Wow.
And we're going to continue to do that. To my team, again, thank you to Trace 9, Next Door Radio. We're going to partner with you guys. We're going to keep moving in a positive direction. We will stumble sometimes, but God gives us grace and mercy to do things. I don't know why somebody called me. Everybody should know on this thing. But thank you, Trace 9. Thank you, Granville County. Thank you to the Granville County Sheriff's Office and everybody that works and supports, and we work together. To my team, I love you guys, and I tell them all, I mean this. We're in this thing together, and I will fight for them. And I told people, if you got a problem with my agency, as soon as I find out what my staff do and I hold them accountable, I'm not going to have people come at them sideways about anything. They can come at me and we can work it out. But other than that, man, thanks to you guys. Thanks to my team that came in and hung out with me for a little while. I'm going to get some work done and go home to my wife.
There you go. Nothing wrong with that. Again, congratulations, my friend. Again, the 30 days in has been a huge accomplishment. So thank you there. We appreciate what you do for our community. Okay,
Thank you, my brother.
Absolutely. We love you. Hey, my name is Trace Scott. He is Sheriff Robert Found. This is the Sunday Sit Down. Hey, we'll see you next week.